I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, testify the potion, loving this devotion. Ooh, that sugar, just my kind of heat. Ooh, that sugar, sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Ooh, that sugar. Ooh, that sugar sweet. You got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, testify the potion, loving this devotion. Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly just in time, know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe, you're like a centerfold. Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, testify the potion, loving this devotion. Ooh, that sugar. All I want is satisfaction. Make a move, baby, you got nothing to lose. Give me that, give me that, give me that good reaction. Gonna make it right, little like an offer I can't refuse. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe, you're like a centerfold. Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion.
Morning, folks. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are all well. Thanks for joining as always. Got my new lights. Hold on, my new lights. My battery's back, so my background's a little bit nicer today. If you're in the room, come and say hello. Obviously, today is CPI day. It's inflation day. It's a big day. Inflation is the name of the game right now, and it has been for the last few months. That is coming out. CPI numbers. If we put all up the news here. I've been watching some golf, golf as usual. Let me bring up the investing so we can see. Just before US Open today, CPI numbers coming out. Here we go. Morning, Stephen, buddy. Got your book. I literally just got your book. Came through this morning, so I'll probably start reading that this weekend on the beach or something. So that'll be my next one. So 5:30, yeah, 5:30 core CPI, which is quite important. Yeah, hopefully. I have actually heard about it, but it's quite a famous book, right? But I just haven't read it. And yeah, looking to come down. I mean, I'm not going to predict it. You know, I don't like doing that. It's not really me. Let's see what it comes in. I am expecting positivity purely because of where the technicals are. Underlying inflation to hopefully come down, and I think if it does, which is my bias again, I don't want to predict this stuff. It's a kind of red or black scenario, but with how things are moving, I am expecting some positivity. So we want to see inflation reduce, underlying inflation reduce, and the markets will ultimately like that, obviously. So where the S&P is, you know, talking about that ABC, which we have been talking about for a while, seems to be potentially playing out. Now, this is not bad. It's not bad. Fair enough. There's not a massive amount of volume coming into this push, which you would probably expect considering that we have CPI today. So investors will be waiting for those numbers to come out. But as a pullback here, you know, I like it. I do really like it. So this is why my bias is continuation upside. You know, if we falter, then fair enough. But, you know, certainly a break above B here, obviously a break above the highs, you know, obviously will be very good. But with how this chart is looking, for me, my bias is still up. And it has been for a while. So I'll continue with that, irrespective of CPI is coming out. Technicals are telling me pullback potentially complete, and we continue to the upside. You know, and we go by recent trend wherein underlying inflation is slightly reducing. Will that continue? I think so, but I could be completely wrong. Wait for that news to come out. Wait for the market's reaction rather than the news itself, and then play it from there. But in terms of bias, yeah, my bias is continuation upside in the markets. And I think with where it is, right? Where it is from a weekly, where it is from a daily. As I said, I just think there's potentially something here that's ready to pop. So I'll be watching today's news quite intently, quite interested, because I do think we're ready to move essentially. And it's the same with the Dow. You know, the Dow here at B wave, as I talked about yesterday in terms of my entry, almost at break even. I need to break the level before I can put my stop to break even. Unfortunately, we didn't break that area yesterday. But again, this is where the mindset comes in, is because I could have looked at my previous entry in the Dow and said, I'm not going to take it. But, you know, it's executing without emotions that this fits my plan. I'm going to take it. And then, you know, if this goes to the upside, great. But again, this is something that looks good. So it just seems, and again, I could be completely wrong. We know that. But it just seems like the market could be ready to push. So I'm not going to put my house on it. I won't eat my hat if I'm wrong. But that would be my personal bias. What do you guys think? What are you guys expecting today? Are you bullish? Are you bearish on markets? What do you think of the dollar? Obviously, for me, if the numbers come in and the market likes it, you'd expect dollar weakness and markets to push, and the opposite, the vice versa is true for inflation to come in a bit worse than expected. You expect that dollar to gain some strength, and certainly a little bit of a fumble in the markets. That's where I think it'll come down to. Let me know if you think any different, but that is my personal bias. However, from a technical perspective, I'm still thinking dollar pullback. You know, maybe we get, similar to the S&P, maybe we get this. So if we get some decent news or some decent CPI data and we see the dollar weaken off, it could create B wave. You know, purely because of the technicals and the extension that we've had. In which case, fine, great. You know, continuation to the downside. But my bias would be, I've got to maintain dollar pullback. If the markets like it, yeah, you could see dollar weaken off. But at the moment, unless we break the lows, you know, I'm not expecting major fireworks in that dollar. I'm just not. You know, it's a bit of a mess right now, right? I think we can all agree the dollar is a little bit of a mess. Where are we going? Decent pullback here, push on. I mean, are we kind of coming up here? Let's wait for that news. Not going to predict the dollar. I think that chart is a little bit harder than the S&P for me to adequately predict or give a proper bias. Daily is still okay, digesting that impulsive few days here we've had, so it's still okay for movement up. Which would go against my fundamental bias that if I'm expecting positivity, I'm probably expecting dollar to fall. So let's see. Let's wait and see. Okay, watch this today. You know, Dow Jones is a trade that I'm in. I won't be taking anything new, certainly not until the news. As I said, I really like where this is. There's a potential for me to still take this as a breakout. So I would need 2 or 3 days of accumulation here before I would take it, let that 20 catch up for a breakout. I don't think that's going to happen because of what's going on today. So I'm happy in the position I'm in, if it does break, as I said, if it does break, okay, that's fine. I move my stop to break even. This is aggressive entry, so it's one trade. It can go as far as it wants to go. Obviously, the other thing is it comes down. That is trading. But even if we get a potential fake, you know, in a couple of, a few days here to accumulate, let that 20 catch up, I can look for a breakout. But as I said, I just don't think it's going to happen today. I think there will be some movement. I think it will be a relative with where we are. I think it'll be quite significant today. So Dow Jones, yeah, potentially if we accumulate to take a break to the upside, but I don't think I'm going to get involved in it. I'm just going to be happy with where I am. The other ones, Aussie dollar. I'm not going to go massively into Aussie dollar. I've still got a few more days to look at. Dow Jones, as I've just talked about, Dow Jones that I'm in, and finally USD SEC. So this will be a very short stream today. It is Valentine's Day, if any of you forgot. But USD SEC here, larger V reversal. Larger V reversal coming back in. Another one that's going to take some time to set up. Possible head and shoulders here. Looking for price to come down to this area again, our significant zone. Tag that area. Make the area less significant as time goes by. I.e. essentially you're squeezing for a break underneath. I've been trying to get involved in USD SEC for a while. Excuse me. Daily, I like where the daily is. You know, possibly creating our cup with handle here, coming back down. We can see that slight head and shoulders on that daily. Price action underneath those moving averages, which is good. Primary trend to the downside. Weekly is not extended. If you look at the weekly here, you know, I don't mind where this is. You know, RTM, ready to move. For me, yes, okay, you could say, well, underlying primary trends at the upside. Well, no, because we've broken structure here. So technically, in terms of Dow theory, we've changed trend. And from this, okay, impulse to the downside, we're still, you know, possibly squeezing into this zone for movement down. And if stocks move to the upside, you still are expecting dollar weakness. I know the dollar basket doesn't include exotics, but there's certainly an argument there for USD SEC shorts, and I like where it is. Even look here, right? So USD SEC potential shorts. Right, now something, Martin, I'll go through what you asked me, Martin, today before I hop off. If anything else you guys want me to look at, let me know. As I said today, for me, just waiting to that news come out. I'm not interested in adding to any positions right now. There will be some volatility. Spreads will increase. Keep your powder dry. Not taking a position is a position in itself. Wait for that direction. I know it's certainly appealing to trade news when you can get big movements. I know some people do it, but I just think that's gambling. Unless obviously you're in a position, which is fine. But just be aware of the larger spreads, of the volatility. It's very hard to trade. Okay, morning. Not be watching stream because I'm going to bed. No problem. Can you please look at this trade and give me your bias? My issue is the big bullish candle on the daily here. So New Zealand yen. Okay, New Zealand yen. Let's have a quick look. New Zealand yen, what are you looking at? You're looking at shorting it. Last inflation data, triple top formation. Okay. And you're looking at longing Aussie dollar. So long Aussie dollar, short Kiwi yen, and long and short dollar yen. Okay, let's go through them. Short Kiwi yen. Okay, let's do that one first. Your issue is the big bullish candle in the daily, yeah? Yeah, I can see that. That would be an issue for me as well. Weekly, a weekly argument for shorts I could see. A weekly argument for shorts I could see. Don't think that's a nice chart. I mean, you could look at this. Breaking out of there, 200. I would say if you're already saying my issue is that, I mean, look at the 4 hour and small time frames, it doesn't look too bad, does it? I wouldn't be surprised if we get slight risk off going into the news. Sometimes you see that, the opposite effect. Push on. I mean, I would worry about that short, to be honest with you, Martin, but it seems like you've already done that. You've already kind of said my issue is a big bullish candle. So if you have that issue, if there's something in your gut that says I don't like that, firstly, if it fits your criteria, that's the first thing. Fits your criteria, okay, fine, take the trade. But if you've got something in your checklist that says with trend, or there can't be any candles saying the opposite of what I would think, then don't take the trade. You know, you'd rather, what's the saying again? I keep forgetting it. I'd rather be out the market wishing I was in than in the market wishing I was out. So New Zealand yen, I don't think it's a nice chart. I would stay away personally right now. Certainly if you're looking short. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen. Hey Silva, can you look at Euro Aussie 1 hour? Yeah, no problem, mate. And Euro Swiss 30 minute. Yeah, no problem. No problem, buddy. USD yen, are you looking long or short? Short again. 4 hour. So you're looking at a triple top from there. I mean, my issue with the triple top, right, is what's gonna. Okay, I get you're looking at it now, but if you get this, you're kind of getting that squeeze in, right? In which case, I would worry about a triple top. Now, if you got, you know, I mean, that would be slightly different, right? Market essentially fails to break through. So when you get, this is why the accumulation for my breakout is important, because, you know, when I get, let's say I get a V reversal pullback and I want a little bit of accumulation, when that accumulation gets a little bit too much, this is when I worry about markets not breaking through, right? If you get price action like that, then are we accumulating, or are we just failing at this area? Which is why we always want to have that kind of roughly 30-50%, again, rough rule there of accumulation. Okay, so does this look like a triple top to me? In the way that I look at markets, no, it doesn't. Certainly if we get a push here, or we don't break these lows, you know, there would actually be a valid option here for a counter trend long in terms of that trading time frame. Now, in terms of higher time frame confluence, it's similar to CAD yen, right? Similar to CAD yen. I mean, are we getting a bit of stereotypical or traditional risk on, risk off action? USD yen, maybe not the best example of that, but yen weakening off, Swiss weakening off, Aussie getting strong, Kiwi getting strong, CAD getting strong. Because this price action here isn't bad. You know, and we did say when we're looking at shorts USD yen, right, with the weekly extension, maybe it's the same as the dollar index. Maybe we need a little bit more pullback because we have had a move already. Patience, this is where patience may have to come in. So if I'm looking short on that and I'm seeing this price action specifically from here, where you're probably looking at what happened previously, correction, move to the downside, correction, move to the downside. Not happened there, right? So I would be worried about a short position in USD yen purely because of that weekly, purely because I don't mind where it is on a daily for a counter trend. But if you get, and I understand you're looking at your entry here, right? So a bit more of a, or you're, sorry, no, you're not. Your entry's here. Your entry's here. depending on what price action looks at that area. What I want to know, Martin, is why is your entry here? The 61. Where have you taken, hold on, where have you taken your fib? So, taking it from here. So this is your 61. I don't quite understand your fib, Martin. If I'm being honest. You must have taken it here. But for me, that's probably not relevant now because we're here, right? We're back up to the highs. So if you're looking at a fib, I mean, I wouldn't really have. I mean, if I had to put a fib on that, it would be from here to here. In which case, I'd be looking there. So I don't know if that fib is valid. But again, let me know why you've got it on there. Maybe it's for a specific reason. You know, in terms of fibs, you're looking at, unless you're looking higher time frames, but on this 4-hour chart, you know, I would put a fib to there. In which case, you're probably pulling back quite early. Or quite deep into this area. And it's moving on. In which case, okay, you could have the same one here until we break the highs, but on smaller time frames, you could be looking here to here, pullback, continuation. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, Martin. Have to be honest, USD yen. But give me a little bit more information. I would worry about the bias, but I could be, just because I have a bit more of a, I guess, risk-on bias and selling the yen rather than buying it. But I could be completely wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times the last couple of months. Aussie dollar long. I like that, but I don't like it yet. But I could see why, again, just from my perspective. I like it, but I don't like it yet. So as I said, for me to look at Aussie dollar long in terms of possible aggressive, you know, it needs to come down a little bit more. You know, I don't like this price action here. Okay, it looks to be in a corrective at the moment. Yes, it could come up. Yes, anything can happen, right? We can do this, we can do this, we do this. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. But we're trying to take it over 1,000 trades. If we see this type of price action over 1,000 trades, does it come back up? Maybe. Yeah, I can see what you're looking at. Maybe. But I think a lot of times, because of this, you know, you might get a deeper retracement. So I don't mean to, I mean, you're looking at 4-hour, right? So let's look at the 4-hour. So you're looking at buying off here. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a valid trend line. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's certainly a valid trend line. More than 2 touches. I take it 2 touches tentative, 3 touches is valid. You know, you could look here as well. I just worry about this. That's all I worry about. Recent price action, Martin. That's all I worry about for Aussie dollar longs right now. But then you get decent data, the dollar could significantly weaken off and we could get a lot of risk on action, in which case, yeah. Let's wait and see. Let's look at those positions after the news and see what happens. But that would be my opinion on the 3. So I don't mean to sound bad, but I don't the way that I see markets, I wouldn't be comfortable in those positions. I would be thinking the other way. Apart from Aussie dollar, I like the bias, I like the direction, but just not yet. That makes sense. Okay, silver. Look at Euro Aussie 1 hour. Euro Aussie. Looking at this yesterday, huh? I took it off just because I wanted to be 100% confident in the trades that I'm taking right now. And I wasn't satisfied with the slight fake we had here. which I presume you're looking at 5385. Yeah. Right. 5385. Yeah, this area. Yeah, my issue is this silver. That's why I've taken it off. That slight fake. So what I would have to do is look at it down here now. However, if you're looking at there, which I probably see, if you're taking this as, are you taking this as number one? Probably have to, right? Not tag the area, not tag the area. Coming back up. I mean, if it does that, then yeah, breakout, retest, move to the downside. I could see it. I don't mind it. Not going to be today, right? But possibly for later on in the week. I like where the daily is. My issue is obviously that weekly. Where are we going? But you can certainly make sense of it. You know, you can certainly derive your short bias from those charts. You can. And certainly from this daily. So Euro Aussie short, I do like it. You can say, right, well, weekly, I'm just taking the overall trend. Which would probably be wrong, considering we've broken structure here, to be fair. But you can say, well, I'm looking at this, rejection of the 200. I think that's a head and shoulders. We break underneath that. Head and shoulder is valid. We continue down. Confluence with potentially the S&P moving forward, which should positively affect the Aussie. Yeah, I agree with that. Makes sense. So yeah, don't mind that at all. Silver, Euro Aussie, short, like it. Euro Swiss, I'll probably look at that tomorrow as well. If we continue on like this, just thinking of that from the weekly, my issue is a weekly. But if we break the area, then that becomes valid, right? So until we break the area, which is what we're looking to do, if it breaks the area, it becomes valid. Yeah, trend change pattern. Stalling here. You're looking at trend continuation. You'd expect it to move. Not done that. So, and I agree with the idea of shorting it. So yeah, I'll look at that as well with you over the course of the week. And Euro Swiss, Euro Swiss, horrible pair. This Euro Swiss. 30-minute 985. 30-minute 985 down here. Yeah, I need to tag that area for me on the 30. To create your initial structure. Like Euro Aussie better, silver. I like Euro Aussie better. Is that clear? I mean, you could look at it there, I guess, yeah. That's what you're looking at. You're saying this is a bit more of a more significant area. I would get that. Come up here, retest, continuation down. Let's look at basically what I'm saying, if you're considering this the significant area, your chart looks a bit, okay, fair enough. Well, let's have a look at higher time frames anyway. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's great. Euro Swiss. Gold moving. Ultimately, it's been on a downtrend for a while. That's really nice in terms of a weekly. So short bias there, great. Again, same with the daily. Higher time frames are great. I don't know why I said I preferred Euro Aussie. Both of them I like from a higher time frame perspective. Yeah, really. I mean, I love that weekly. I love that weekly. So yeah, if you've got, I mean, I'm presuming you've got price action that looks slightly, you're creating that V reversal and you're looking at breakout retest. In which case, yeah, okay. Let's have a little look on TradingView. $30-minute. Yeah. Definitely more clean there. Yeah. Yeah, I like them both, silver. Euro Swiss. Yeah, it's nice. Certainly with that weekly. What's gold doing today? Gold seems to be propping up the Swiss. Yen's relatively... I mean, where is... I haven't looked at this for a while. The currency strength meter. What was the currency strength meter I used to use? Again, I don't use this in my trading, but I can't remember what was the website I used. It started with an F. Currency strength meter. Can't remember what it was. Anyway, just interested to see it. Baby Pips, no. It was another one. My FX book. No, it wasn't my FX book. It was... I'm sure it was F. Oh, shit. Just to kind of gauge the euro and the Swiss strength. Anyway, I can look at... Let's look at... Oh, look at the my FX book, anyone. Or the baby there. I'll just bring up one. Here's an easy one, Baby Pips. So it's saying yen. I'm saying a bit more risk off right now, right? In terms of this strength meter. Again, I don't mind them, but I don't use them in my trading. I used to. I think it gives you a pretty bad bias because ultimately it's a lagging indicator, right? Anyway, irrespective, I mean that's really given me nothing. I don't think that continues, but you know we could see. Okay, yeah, I could see yen strength today up until the news. Sometimes you get that, but ultimately I'll be looking at more risk on. But anyway, yeah, from a chart perspective, silver, I certainly like where that is. I might look at that as well, mate. I might look at that as well. And Euro Aussie, I'll probably start looking at from tomorrow. If we're taking that as structure one, yeah, I don't mind that. Okay. Good. Well done. Well, guys, if you've not liked the stream, like the stream. In terms, I'm not going to go into Simplicity again. I'll just let you know when it's final. Remember, when I do launch Simplicity, the streams will be private. I will be releasing YouTube videos, which I've said before, but the streams will be for the short-term future anyway. Will be private only for Simplicity members because I want to make sure I'm giving as much information, as much time as possible to the members. And remember, we'll start the giveaways. So the giveaways, the $200, the $5,000 stock net will start when we start. But we just need to start. It's not in my hands. It's not in my hands. Right, guys, have a great day. Remember, trade safe today. CPI will be volatile. Possibly waiting on the wings, waiting for that market's reaction rather than the news itself is probably the best play. But as always, trade safe. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.